Hope everyone's having a happy holidays. I have a base fossil cube here, and I am just kind of giving it a spin because it's kind of new, and just want to see what the gameplay feels like, if I need to up the trainer count, that kind of thing. And base fossil I have a lot of nostalgia for because I was playing Pokemon before I was playing Magic. And the game's a lot of fun when it's at a more casual setting. Okay, Psyduck got 10 damage in on the Fury swipes. Okay. So I'll just play a little open-handed and I think we're just gonna crack back for 10. It's so different than modern Pokemon. That's not really necessarily a bad thing. I modeled this cube after the Jason Klazinski cube, which if you play a lot of Pokemon and you're interested in base fossil, you've probably already seen the Jason Klazinski blog. It's really cool. Got our 20 damage in on the side up there. That's pretty good. Let's see. I think we're gonna. Yeah, let's attempt the confusion here. And his version of this cube is a fixed 360 cards, where as I use my Pokemon style, my other Pokemon cube as a model, and built a key system. But more importantly, I upped the trainer count, which flip for confusion here. Boom, turn that Psyduck upside down. Made it so I could randomly have any of the 151. So like, even though Omanity, Omastar like are subpar on the blue draftables, the fact that I can kind of hit them at random makes them cool. Yeah, second energy here. This might be a short game. We're gonna just play the scoop up. And we can put that guy back down. And water gun. Boom, we took a prize. The other thing is he had 4 of each common, 3 of each uncommon, 2 of each rare. I have chose my numbers to be like I always do, which is 3 of non-evolving basics, 4 of the basics, and 3 of the evolutions. So that think, oh man, that's a bad hand. We're just gonna risk it. A lot of really volatile coin flips in early Pokemon, but that's kind of part of the fun. This is not a high stakes format. And then in just Gen 1, you have 18 Stage 2s, 38 Stage 1s, and 24 basics. So if you have an 8-player table and you want to do, so if you do, anyway, the point I'm getting at, cool, we got a heads there. We may still be in this. Yeah, let's put that guy on our bench. And come in for 20. Where was I? I think go for a switch here. I'm getting lost in the game. Let's see, we're gonna go with a jab there. Anyway, the kind of base setup for my key is that each player would have 1 stage 2 and 3 stage 1s and 2 basics. But if you mess with those numbers a little bit, with 7 people, so basically I set it up to where my trainers can go up to 14, because I could hold 14 players. I would do all 18, all 38, and all 24. So at 8 players, I do half of that, which is, or 7 players, I do half of that, which is 9 and 19 and 12. And then for that 8th person, I do 10 stage 2s, 22 stage 1s, and 14 unevolving basics. And I'm gonna forget whose turn it is if I'm not careful. And that gets me my 8, and it's slightly stage 2 top heavy, but it does mean if I had 2 tables of 7, like, it would all just kind of fit neatly. And then as far as my trainer count per player, I did model that after the Klazinski style, where it's 4 of the common and 3 of the uncommon and 2 of the rare, except I just multiplied that number by 3, so I have 6 rare, 9 uncommon, and 12 commons, so that I could hit that 14 player count. So if you want to do a base fossil cube like mine, that's about how many trainers you'd want if you want to be able to hold all the Pokemon at once and play 14. Man, we're eventually gonna knock out this Lapras, but it's a rough go. Let's see. We don't even want to bench the Tauros here. I think we're just gonna ignore the Psyduck and hope we come into something cool here. Play Gambler. Lapras is doing a lot of work. Alright, here's a big Gambler turn. Tails. Yuck. That's just an energy. It's not great. I think we just gotta try and punch her as much as we can here. Yeah, we'll bench a Mime. Or yes, I have an Oak, but it's really easy to overdraw and run it. You don't want to discard energy that you might need, so I really didn't need to attach there this turn, because he's gonna die on 20. But yeah, let's get this knockout. All that for one knockout. Yep. Brutal. Alright. Let's see. 3 coins. Tails, tails, heads. Alright. 40. Yeah, we'll hit him up with a potion. We'll come in for 40. And cards that they don't normally play in the game, like, they have a lot more mileage when you're actually playing the game, and it isn't just a billion energy removals flying back and forth. So Cube is base fossils its own format, and it's cool and fun too, but Cube seems like a way better way to go about it. Alright, 30 damage that time. Okay. The only real reason I would take him off the table there is if I wanted to deprive my opponent of drawing the prize card. Because I would have to energy him back up. I'm going to play this energy search and just see if we got gust of wind and or switch. Okay, we got a switch here. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and dump the hand on an oak. We did not hit a switch. We'll play this man key. See if we want to draw this guy. It's just another energy. That's kind of medium. We'll try and get something else. And let's go for the jab. Just hidden energy. Let's see. We'll put the horsies. Free retreat. Give us. Man, we really need to hit something good. Yeah, here we go. 10 damage on the smoke screen. Let's see. Still didn't hit a switch. Let's see what this is. That's an energy, but it's fighting. Slightly different. I think we still go for the blind hit if we get a knockout here. Flip tails. So I did not attack through the smoke screen. That means Horsey's going to be able to get the knockout here. I think I'm just going to hope we can roll a War Turtle, and we're going to take a knockout here. Doesn't feel like it, but 3 prizes to 4. Just that's not the momentum on the table, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. Rousey's okay, I guess. I'll put him down. I got the energy to play him. We'll take one more peek with the man key. Another energy. Let's see if we can kill this thing. Heads, tails, tails. 20 damage. Let's just... man. See, the smoke screen doesn't work through a retreat. And the Mr. Mime's got the knockout on the horsey. So I think we take this free retreat and we go with the paralyze. Nope, no paralyze. Bummer. Yeah, we'll flip for confusion. Tails. So we are confused, and Squirtle's knocked out. I'll draw this card. Yeah, that wasn't very good. Should have picked an energy. Okay. Here's another. Yeah, because they might try and retreat anyway. Guess it knocks out either one. Yeah, we gotta just try and get some numbers in. Has 10 damage. I think we're just gonna see what happens in this confusion here. Go for the tantrum. Tails attacks himself for 20. I'll just pocket that energy. See what we draw. Big side duck turn. 10 damage. Okay. draw. That's interesting. Let's try the retreat. Not get one try at that. Heads. Okay, retreat works. Which means we can, I'll put this one up. We can retreat back. And do the tantrum. Not confused, and we'll take a psychic energy. Need a plus power here. Even that is not, probably not going to do it. All right, smoke screen, and then here's an energy. Just go for the switch. Lots of switching in base fossil because there's like lots of weird interactions like that one where there's walls, and we get to meditate, and they are basically out of basics. That's not no manatee. That can't get another basic on the board. Blastoise is dead. Fun game. It is a definitely a best of one format because the games do go kind of long. And the hard part about base fossil being best of one is sometimes you have a game where it's like player A has Voltorb, player B has Hitmonchan, and like Hitmonchan just does the jab for 40 and the game's over on turn one, you know, and then the people playing on the table like right next to you are like going for 45, 50 minutes. The other thing, if you play Pokemon but you haven't played base fossil, these two decks don't showcase it, but resistance to fighting and to a lesser extent psychic are everywhere. And unlike modern Pokemon where the numbers are way bigger, minus 30 is insane. Like Scyther, like Primeape isn't weak to psychic, he's weak to guys with fighting resistance. This is way more brutal than taking double damage. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But I sat down and did a practice draft of 8 heads, and you get a lot of variance because the games are kind of random, but those were the best 2 decks of the draft. So this one's my winner, and then surprising nobody, what ends up winning most of the time is just good basics that can get knockouts. But the evolutions there saw some play too. They didn't really come together. Game feels a little trainer light with it set up how it is, but this is the number of trainers that can hold all of them. So when I set up to draft and each player has 37 Pokemon and I add 16 trainers, that's 53 cards. That's 4 packs, and the first one's 14. So it's 14, 13, 13, 13. I've also played it where I do 19 trainers per person, and it's that's 56, and now you have 4 packs of just 14, 14, 14, 14. And those games are good too, and I feel like they're a little bit more consistent. What I don't like about that is I don't have enough trainers for 14 people to play and to have the 19 trainers. And then the other thing I don't like about that is at a certain point, if the consistency gets too good, the person who picked good trainers but is maybe using bad cards but has the good trainers doesn't really have the edge over, because there's enough trainers going around that the slightly better Pokemon are going to rise to the top because they got enough trainers, where some of these other decks had good cards and then they were just kind of lacking in the trainer department, and so it creates that difficulty in the draft process as a balance. Anyway, if you like base fossil, give the video a like. Feel free to jump in the comments, and happy holidays and stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching. Till next time.